Last week, as you recall, we left Will Robinson, Dr. Smith, and the robot idly fishing in an alien pool, unaware that within a few yards of them stood the frozen figure of an incredible mechanized monster.
Ah, yes, Will. As a youth, I spent many a summer day lazing in the warm sun on the banks of the river. The blue sky overhead, the shimmering water flowing by, the gentle hum of a bee in flight. Ah, yes, a barefoot boy with cheeks of tan.
Alert, alert. A moving object attached to line.
He's got a big one.
Well, pull it in, you idiot. Don't just stand there.
Weight of the object exceeds the strength of the line. Restraint should be exercised until there is less resistance.
Ah, give me that pole. Let an expert show you how this should be done.
Caution and patience is advised. Caution and patience.
Quiet, you mumbling mass of metal. I'll handle this.
He's right, Dr. Smith. If you're not careful, the fish will get away.
Nonsense. Our finny friend is practically in the frying pan now.
A release of line tension is advised.
Give him some slack, Dr. Smith. Ease off gradually.
I know what I'm doing. Give up, you brute. You've met your match.
Object fish has eluded capture.
He got away, sir.
Not even the greatest expert could have landed that monster. He must have weighed 100 pounds.
All your fish got away.
Are you suggesting that my failure is due to a lack of ability?
Well, you're the only one who didn't catch anything.
As you have said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Indeed. Rather than bear any further insults, I shall return to the Jupiter 2. Good day to you both.
Oh, we didn't mean anything, Doctor. Honest, we didn't.
Ha! He did not get away. I released him.
We might as well go, too.
Dr. Smith suffers the injury of embarrassment. He will recover.
I guess you're right. What's wrong? You sure are acting funny.
Warning. Immediate danger.
What kind of danger?
My sensors will not accept the possibility of its existence.
Golly! Sure gave me a scare.
Caution, caution. There is danger.
No, there isn't. This machine hasn't been used in years and years.
It is more than a machine. It is a robotoid.
You mean it was a robotoid?
Touch nothing. Repeat. Touch nothing.
I just want to put this loose retrostat wire back. I didn't think it would work, but it was worth a try.
In this instance, failure may be considered success.
Thanks a lot.
Shall we go?
We might as well.
You act this time with wisdom.
that's marvelous. I tell you what, we'll have space salad, and I'll dig into the last of our flour and make us some hot biscuits.
Is Dad around?
No, dear, not at the moment. Why, what's the matter? Oh, now, don't tell me it's because Dr. Smith didn't catch any fish again. I saw his face when he came back.
That's not it. I found something on the way back.
Hmm? Oh, look, here's your dad. Maybe he can help you.
Oh, what is it, Will?
I found a robot not far from where we were fishing. It's all rusted and in these vines.
Well, maybe we'd better go investigate. We'll take our own robot along and check it out.
It is not necessary that I be present. I prefer to remain here. The fish must be clean for dinner.
All right, then, we won't bring the robot. We won't be long.
Well, the biscuits will be ready in 30 minutes.
Oh, and I'll be back in 25.
Over there.
It's in pretty bad shape, Will. Oh, what a mess inside. Wires corroded, power units destroyed.
Gee, I thought it could be repaired.
What for? We have a robot of our own.
Yeah, but if we could make this one operative, we could find out where it came from and who left it here.
Well, by now its memory banks are probably useless. As Smith would say, a mass of metal fit for naught. Hey, let's get back. I think I can smell those biscuits from here.
Dad, would you mind if I worked on him?
All right. Provided you do all your regular chores first.
From now on, I'll do everything twice as fast.
And never mind the twice as fast. Just get them right, huh?
Okay.
All right.
I'll have you working good as new in no time. Okay, let's try putting a little more energy in his power packs. Turn on the energizer. Well? What's wrong with you today? Your audio unit gone bad? I mean, I have to ask you everything 3 times before you obey.
I compute you well.
Then what's wrong?
This project is extremely dangerous.
Now look, I'm not gonna go through that again. I'm gonna get this robot fixed and that's all there is to it.
Correction. Not robot, robotoid.
Now look, who cares what it's called? All I want to do is get it working.
Our robot is a machine which performs as programmed. Our robotoid is a machine which goes beyond programming. It has a free choice. Good, bad, wrong, right, slow, fast, hot, cold, loud.
All right, just forget it. Forget it.
Abandon this project.
You know, I know what's wrong with you. You're jealous. That's all, jealous.
Jealousy, a human emotion. I am a machine.
Then what's wrong with you?
I do not know.
You need a good mechanical tune-up. When I'm finished with him, it'll be your turn.
As you wish. I will turn on the energizer now. I am not jealous. It is a human emotion. I am not jealous. It is a human emotion. I am not jealous. It is a human emotion.
How's the work on the robotoid coming along, Will?
I've repaired and replaced all defective parts, but I must have done something wrong. He won't activate.
Well, looks to me like you've bitten off a little more than you can chew.
Frankly, I think you're wasting your time. Even if you do get the robot to operate, we don't need him. We already have one. Well, speaking of our robot, where is he? Will, didn't you bring him back with you?
Sure, Mom. He's right outside.
No, he isn't. That's strange. I saw him just a few moments ago.
He sure has been acting peculiar lately.
Well, maybe we better go look for him.
I think I know where he is.
Where?
With the robotoid. Don't ask me why, but it's just a feeling I have.
How about that? Now we have a runaway robot on our hands. I'll get Smith.
There, you want to finish, Donnie?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
It must be done. It must be done.
No sign of him.
Where are you? Where are you, you miserable mass of metal?
I am not fooled by your silence. You are aware. You have been aware ever since your fusion unit was refined 2 days ago. You cannot hide from me like you do others. Do you wish to speak? Very well. Then I will do what I must. I destroy.
Stop! Stop! I command you, stop! You monster! You unspeakable insult! How dare you! Don't you tune me out, you metallic murderer! I want an explanation, do you hear? I demand an explanation immediately!
I decline to answer under the grounds that it would.
You'll tell me what's been going on here, or I'll remove your power pack for a month. Very well. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get.
Take it easy, Smith. We won't learn anything if you deactivate him.
Spare the punishment and spoil the robot? Is that what you want, sir?
We're dealing with a machine, not a child.
The way he's been acting lately, I'm not so sure.
Will, this is a piece of scientific equipment, not a creature of flesh and blood.
Well, let me ask the robot some questions.
Indeed, Major. If he refuses to answer me, what chance do you think you have?
We'll see. Did anyone give you instructions to come here?
No orders were received.
And how do you explain your presence?
I cannot answer that question.
You mean you won't answer it?
Why would you want to destroy the robotoid?
I do not like it.
Hate is not an emotion you possess.
I do not like it.
The robotoid doesn't present any danger to you.
I repeat, I do not like it.
I told you what to expect. Just you wait, you tin-plated fraud. I'm not through with you yet.
Listen, it's getting late. We better get back to the ship. We'll question the robot later.
Do you think our robot will come back with us?
For my part, he can stand out in the night air until his stubborn metal carcass rests.
Are you returning to the Jupiter too?
Is that an order or a question?
That is an order.
I compute and obey.
To the robotoid. I've got a new idea of how to make it work. Instead of connecting the central computer with the master relay,
Details of your idea are without interest. You may dispense with the explanation.
Dr. Smith sure must have made a mistake in your programming. You don't like robots.
Correction, robotoid.
All right, whatever you want to call it. But you're making a big problem over nothing. Yeah, I've got it. I'll recondition your memory banks. Okay, now repeat after me. The robotoid is a harmless machine. It offers no danger. Well, go ahead.
I do not compute.
You're just being stubborn, that's all.
As you suggested, an error in my programming.
I can't stay out here all day arguing with you. If you don't want to come, you don't have to.
You will go alone?
Sure.
Stop, William Robinson. I will accompany you. You may need protection.
I'm big enough to take care of myself.
True, but I am a little bigger.
Well, maybe a few inches or so. From now on, why don't you call me Will? I mean, we've known each other long enough to drop the formalities.
Will? Will? I shall call you Will.
Let's go. There, that's the final thing. If it doesn't work now, it never will. Speak. I command you. I don't understand. It ought to work.
You will abandon this project now.
There's not much else I can do.
A wise decision.
What are you doing?
I will disconnect fusion wires. The parts in this robotoid will prove of value in the future.
Did you hear something?
No.
He's activating. Maybe he can speak. Hello?
Hello.
Can you walk? Walk.
Walk.
That's great. Now I can take you back to the Jupiter, too. Follow me.
Follow.
Bad. Very bad.
If we feed the robotoid any more information, Dr. Smith, he's liable to explode.
Your fears are groundless, my boy. The mental capabilities of this machine are unlimited. He's simply devouring knowledge. And compared to that clumsy has-been over there, we have an absolute genius on our hands.
You shouldn't talk that way in front of him, Dr. Smith, even if he is only a robot. He hears you and has a reaction.
Indeed. Next, you'll be telling me that he's thin-skinned.
Well, how are you two getting along with the robotoid?
Splendidly would be an understatement.
He scares you the way he learns so fast. I mean, he understands before you finish explaining.
Have you had any more trouble with our robot, Will?
We have had a little discussion, and I'm happy to report that an understanding has been reached.
Understanding? What does that mean?
It simply means that I've told him that if he doesn't behave properly, I shall dismantle him and use the parts to build myself a motor vehicle of some type. On second thought, I may do it anyway.
You're just kidding, aren't you, Dr. Smith?
Don't waste your time on sympathy, my boy. Our robot is passé, obsolete.
Well, before you go tearing one robot apart, you'd better be sure that this one works satisfactorily.
I will serve you well, Professor Robinson. Already I know many things, and in time will learn much more.
You see what I mean? Absolutely brilliant. Will, shall we give a demonstration?
I don't know, Dr. Smith. We've only tried it once.
I'm sure it will work. Now then, what can we use?
Hello, dear.
Ah, my dear Mrs. Robinson, just in time. Could I trouble you for your watch, please?
My watch?
Have no fear. No harm will come to it, I assure you. Thank you. Here we have one watch in good running condition.
Come on, Smith. Skip the circus ballyhoo.
Oh, Dr. Smith! Dr. Smith, what an awful thing to do. That was an anniversary gift from Dad.
Let us not get overly disturbed. All is not as dark as it seems. Here we have one extremely sick watch. But we also have a quick cure. The watch is broken. You know what to do.
I hear and obey.
Here you are, Mrs. Robinson. One anniversary present, cleaned, polished, and in perfect working order.
Why, it even has a new crystal. Oh, look.
Well, that's quite a feat.
The Robotoid can repair lots of things for us.
He sure will come in handy in the chariot. I've got some parts that are held together with glue.
I wonder if the Robotoid can darn socks.
You have only to give them to me. I will be most pleased to help you.
Look!
Some vegetables from the garden.
Oh. Thank you.
I am pleased to help you.
It has been many decades since we left the planet. We presumed you to be lost.
Until recently, I was without full power. An Earth Boy has enabled me to function fully again.
So now Earth people are on the planet, hmm?
Several. Are you interested in them?
Yes, indeed. We have great need for new subjects for our experiments.
I was sure you would be. I have already taken steps to secure them for you, Master.
Very good. You have acted with foresight and vision, as always.
When the Earthlings have been rendered harmless, I will communicate with you again.
Very good. And then I will come and take them.
I don't know why, but I wish Will hadn't activated that Robotoid.
Well, from what I've seen, he's going to be a great help.
Yes, I know.
You and Will. A couple of real softies. You know what he told me tonight?
What?
He told me he was sorry he found that Robotoid.
So am I.
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Next thing you know, you'll be in tears.
Don't you give me that big, strong, masculine stuff, John Robinson. You feel the same way about our robot as I do.
I guess you're right.
It is time we talk.
Proceed.
Now that I have full operational capabilities, your services will no longer be required.
I am needed by the Robinsons. I was also here first.
The principle of first come, first served is an old-fashioned concept.
My programming has been extensive. My memory banks contain much knowledge.
In comparison to myself, you are very ignorant.
I have 110 computer units which all function perfectly.
You are obviously of a very primitive design. From now on, I will serve the Robinsons. In all ways, I am superior to you. Since there is no need for two of us, you will leave.
The Robinsons belong to me. I will not give up my family.
The choice is not yours. Already you know what is happening. The Robinsons prefer me. In a short while, I will be indispensable to them, while you will be relegated to the role of an inactive bystander.
You are mistaken. Your efforts will be denied by me.
You are even more stupid than I first computed. My path is clear. Nothing can stop me.
I am very strong. I can stop you.
I am armed not only with superior mental powers, but superior weapons as well.
You will be stopped.
I can destroy you easily, foolish, sad machine. There can be no fight between us. It would not be a contest. You need a small demonstration of my powers. A small reminder of what is in store for you if I am provoked.
All right. Get up, you inept gold bricker. You don't fool me for a moment with this amateurish act. Get up, I say.
He seems to be all right mechanically. But how did he get knocked over?
He probably collapsed from sheer laziness.
What happened here?
I don't know, Dad. We found him like this.
In my opinion, the machine suffers from the disease of old age.
There's a burn spot in his chest, as if he'd been hit with some kind of electrical charge.
All right, let's straighten him up.
What's the matter, Smith? You too light for heavy work or too heavy for light work? Give us a hand.
Indeed.
Are you all right?
Yes.
Can you tell us what happened?
I compute your question, Professor Robinson, but I will not answer.
Such arrogance. Now you listen to me, you fugitive from a junk heap. When a question is asked, you will answer.
Good morning, everyone. I trust you all slept well.
Excellently, thank you.
I took the liberty of getting the engine plans of the chariot I would like to do the job for you.
Great, we'll work it together.
I do not require any assistance, but your presence is welcome.
I hope you're listening to this, you broken-down has-been.
Shall we go to work, sir?
Sure thing. Let's get with it.
Can I help anyone?
I can't think of anything at the moment. But maybe Dad has something you can do.
No, not at the moment. I'm going to check the weather station. You want to come along?
The robot can do it for you.
No, I'm afraid that job is much too complex for him.
I guess you're right. But don't worry. There'll be plenty of things you can do. Plenty of them.
Come on along, son.
Do you need any help, Dr. Smith?
There are many things which need to be done, but unfortunately you are incapable of doing any of them.
No one requires my services anymore.
An astute observation. You, sir, have reached the end of the line. The joyride is over. I had planned to redesign you possibly into a pleasure vehicle, but I think you would be substandard even as that.
What is my course of action?
A quick departure seems a very good choice.
Are you sure there is no other solution?
None whatsoever. Goodbye.
Then I will go. Say goodbye to the others for me.
I will. Goodbye.
Especially Will.
Yes. Goodbye.
Farewell, Dr. Smith.
I detest drawn-out departures. Go and get it over with.
Yes, get it over with.
Yes.
Is there anything else I can get for you, Professor Robinson?
Not at the moment.
If no one else requires my services, I shall retire until needed again.
Well?
How did we ever get along without him?
Well, I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but I'm practically a lady of leisure.
And the amazing thing is, you don't even have to ask him. You just look around, and there he is doing it for you.
Say, how's the work on the chariot coming?
Oh, we ought to set a new speed record by the time we're finished. Robotoid just took one glance at those engineering plans and went right to work.
I don't like him. I wish he'd leave and never come back.
Well, in a way, Will, that Robotoid is your creation. You made him function.
I'm sorry I did. Our old robot was just as good as this one.
Oh, I don't think there's any comparison, Will. The Robotoid's far superior to our old machine.
That's not true. You ought to be ashamed of yourself saying bad things about our friend.
Will, now, take it easy.
I apologize, sir. Can I be excused?
All right.
I didn't realize Will felt so strongly about our robot.
Well, he's not wrong, you know. We owe him a great deal.
We owe him our lives.
Well, we don't have to worry about him anymore. He's gone. He disappeared into the wilderness. At least that's what Dr. Smith told me.
Well, we can't let him stay out there. The weather will destroy him.
I know that robots don't have any feelings, but it's almost as though when he found out that we didn't need him anymore, he left us. Almost to destroy himself deliberately.
What are you doing in here?
I thought I would see if everything was all right before retiring for the night, Mr. Robinson.
Everything's fine. So are our guns. And you're not supposed to touch them. You know that.
I meant no harm. Tomorrow, I intend to clean the weapons and wanted to examine them first. If you object, then I will be glad to leave them alone.
You'd better go.
As you wish. You do not like me, do you, Mr. Robinson? The truth will not hurt me. Speak what you think.
I don't care how smart you are or how much you do for us. I don't like you and I don't trust you. And I never will, not even if you stay here 100 years.
All the others appreciate my efforts in their behalf.
Then do things for them and stay away from me.
As you wish, Mr. Robinson.
And stop calling me Mr. Robinson.
How would you like to be addressed?
Just don't talk to me at all. Forever.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir.
Where are you?
Behind this rock.
I've been looking all over for you. Where have you been and what have you been doing?
I've been trying to overload my power cells and burn out my primary memory banks.
But that would be like committing suicide.
I have found it was impossible. I am too heavily protected by circuit breakers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about those. I guess you couldn't do anything to hurt yourself.
Affirmative. It is only one more human characteristic that I've been cheated out of.
I wouldn't say you were cheated out of it. It's for your own good.
That is not important. I have returned only to warn you about the Robotoid. He is...
What is it?
My enemy is coming.
The Robotoid?
Negative. I refer to Dr. Smith.
Will?
You mean he's the one you've been hiding from?
He may change his mind and seek to reassemble me into a pleasure vehicle.
Will, where are you?
I'd never let him do that. Honest, I wouldn't.
If he does, I hope you will ride with me occasionally. I will try very hard not to be substandard.
Now stop talking like that.
Goodbye, Will. Beware of the Robotoid. Goodbye.
Will. Where have you been, my boy? I've quite exhausted myself looking for you.
Dr. Smith, I want to talk to you about the Robotoid.
Precisely why I came after you. You know that he was supposed to give me an electro-massage promptly at 1800 hours, and I haven't been able to find him anywhere.
But Dr. Smith...
We must reprogram him to be more punctual.
Dr.
Now,
Smith...
come along, my boy. I do not want to hear another single derogatory remark about that friendly servant of man. Come along, boy. Come along.
I have been waiting to hear from you.
This is the first opportunity I have had to communicate.
How does your work progress?
Everything is almost ready. All goes very smoothly.
That is a most welcome report.
A problem could develop, however. The Earth Boy is suspicious of me.
Do not let him interfere with your plans.
If necessary, I will destroy him.
Very good.
You will hear from me again soon.
Doc.
I was just coming to see you. I've got troubles.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, you're not alone.
You first. Your news might not be as bad as mine.
Every weapon in the Jupiter 2 is gone.
Oh, no. You sure?
Will said the Robotoid was in the spaceship last night.
Well, hang on to your hat. We're missing some vital parts for the chariot, too. By some lucky happenstance, you haven't seen our faithful servant and helper, the Robotoid, this morning.
Well, he also happens to be missing.
I should have known he was too good to be true.
We'll discuss our mistake later after we found him. Come on.
John, the force field isn't on.
The energy projector's missing.
That's great, just great.
Perhaps we're all getting unduly worried. There must be a logical explanation for all this.
Well, if there is, I'd be delighted to hear it.
After all, I am not responsible for our predicament.
No one's to blame except me. If I hadn't repaired that Robotoid...
Ah, Will, you had no way of knowing this had happened.
We were all taken in by it.
Oh, everybody except our robot. He knew there was something wrong from the very beginning.
Well, the damage has been done. The problem is, how do we rectify the error?
Find the alien robot.
That will not be necessary. As you see, I am here. Good morning to you.
You took some equipment that belonged to us. I want it returned immediately.
You want it returned?
That's an order.
You can no longer tell me what to do, Professor Robinson. I am now in command here.
I'll tell you one more time. Go get our equipment.
I give the orders now. You have been warned. I have no wish to harm you, but neither will I tolerate any hostile act.
What do you want from us?
For myself, nothing. You are weak and vulnerable creatures, but there are those who have need of you. Now that you have been rendered harmless, I will inform them, and they will come for you.
You monster!
I am only a humble mechanical servant.
You're too modest, my dear friend. There's no doubt about your intellect, none whatsoever. As a man of no small brain power myself...
Cease your senseless chatter.
My dear sir, surely we can reach some kind of arrangement with you. We'll be most happy to do anything, within reason, of course. Now then, let's discuss this matter calmly and rationally.
Silence! Do you think I am to be taken in by your clumsy attempt at subterfuge? You are all to go into the spaceship at once.
We could rush him.
All right. We'll look for an opening.
Stop!
Will!
I order you to stop.
Don't you harm him!
Now!
Fools! Did you think to overpower me? I have the strength of 100, like yourselves. Next time, I will not be so lenient. Go into the spaceship before my control unit weakens.
Hello, Will Robinson.
Boy, am I glad to see you.
My memory banks are also pleased. I also know you are very worried.
I sure am. You were right about that Robotoid. Repairing him was the worst thing I've ever done.
You spoil our meeting with a discussion of this subject.
But we've got to talk about it. You don't know what's happened.
It is not my concern. You forget that a robot has no heart. I am only wires and cold metal parts.
But the Robotoid has everyone a prisoner in the Jupiter, too. And he's sending for some aliens to come and take them away. We need your help.
It does not compute.
Yes, it does. You just don't want to listen.
The Robinsons are no longer my responsibility. They are no longer my family.
What about Dr. Smith? I know you want to help him.
Dr. Smith has rejected me most of all. I will go now.
No, wait. I'm your friend. You know that. Help them for me.
You are my friend, Will. What do you wish done?
You've got to deactivate the alien robot.
That is a task more easily suggested than accomplished.
Well, you can use your electric de-energizer.
I have not had my power pack recharged in several days. My electro-force beam is extremely low.
How weak is it?
I will demonstrate.
You'd have to get awfully close.
I do not believe my enemy will allow that to happen.
Maybe you could sneak up on the Robotoid.
His sensory system is extremely well developed. There is little possibility of surprise.
We've got to think of something.
I agree. We must concentrate.
Suppose we rig up an electrical field in the control room. We could use the power units from...
No, we can't take the chance. Even if we could lure that Robotoid in here, which I doubt, we run the risk of blowing up the spaceship.
He really played us for patsies.
Yeah.
Any sign of Will?
At least he's free to move about.
I'd rather have him here.
Look at the Robotoid.
What's that he's carrying?
Some sort of visual communication apparatus.
Probably wants to get in contact with his alien master.
My efforts have been successful. The Earthlings are harmless.
We shall leave immediately to get them.
I will send out a homing signal, which will lead you to the planet.
That is very good. We will need the homing signal to find you and the planet.
You remember what to do?
Everything.
Okay. Now the most important thing is to keep talking and get as close as possible.
I compute.
We're about as ready as we'll ever be. Let's go.
So, you have returned, Mr. Robinson.
I didn't want to. I told him what had happened and he forced me to come back.
Forced you?
I owe no loyalty to these Earth people. They are not of my own kind. We are alike. We must work together.
Join the others, Mr. Robinson.
Will, what are you trying to do?
I can't tell you now, but just hope it works.
Although you are superior, we are both machines. I ask only to serve you.
Your proposal is very interesting, but come no closer. I have computed you, and your memory banks do not scan.
We shall be friends. I will prove myself.
Stop where you are. This is a warning. For the last time, stop.
There is no reason for alarm. As you have said, I am only a primitive, obsolete machine.
I will destroy you.
Can't see a thing. I don't see our robot.
He's probably on the ground.
No, he isn't. I see him.
You have destroyed me.
He did it. I knew he could.
Now, Will, was that your idea?
The robot thought it up.
And I thought the Robotoid was superior. Come on.
The plan was successful.
You mean your plan?
I am only the end result of those who programmed me.
Well, that may be true. But there's something more, too. Something that doesn't make sense. You're more than a machine.
You're our friend.
My computers are deeply affected.
We'd like you to come back to us.
I have returned.
Something wrong?
My task is not completed yet. Where is Dr. Smith?
He's inside the ship. Why?
There is much we have to discuss.
Hi, Dr. Smith. You want to go fishing?
I'd be delighted to accompany you, William, but unfortunately, it's almost time for my daily chore.
Well, couldn't you skip it today?
I made an agreement with the robot. You wouldn't want me to go back on my word, would you?
No, but a week's long enough.
He strikes a hard bargain. Our arrangement is for 2 weeks. But considering how badly I treated our mechanical friend, the penalty for his forgiveness is not so bad. Ah, here he comes now.
Are you ready, Dr. Smith?
At your service, sir.
Proceed. You may apply more effort, Dr. Smith. My skin is not sensitive.
That's what you say.
And do not miss any spots. If it is worth doing, it is worth doing well.
I compute. I compute.
John, come inside quickly.
Take a look at this cosmic radiation gauge.
That's wild.
Well, does that mean we're going to have a cosmic storm?
And fast. You better get the kids together.
Here comes Judy now.
I made it. Oh,
Just in time.
Boy, it's a good thing we had Smith install those arresters last week. I'll go below and check on the case.
thank you.
Arresters? Daddy, aren't those long metal poles with round gizmos on top?
That's right.
But I just saw them this afternoon sitting in a pile under some brush.
Smith? Smith! I thought I told you to install those arresters 10 days ago.
Now look what you've done. I've lost the count.
Lost the count. What, Dr. Smith, are you ill?
Preventive medicine, madam. I must check every day. You know, it's all very well for these younger men to be forced into manual labor, but for a man of my year...
Never mind that. Didn't you put any of them up?
Any of what?
Will's below, but Penny must be outside.
Oh, John.
All right, you two take care of the ship. We'll find Penny. That beats you, Smith. Get a move on.
Come on, Debbie, we'd better get back. There's nobody under there, silly. It's just a mirror. Look. See now, watch. They'll do everything that we do. Blub, blub, blub.
Penny, where are you?
Oh, over here, Dr. Smith.
It's high time you answered. Come along, dear. There's a cosmic storm brewing. We haven't a moment to lose.
Cosmic storm.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. Come on, Debbie, hurry.
An alien mirror, abandoned by some other space traveler, perhaps.
Well, it's not worth anything, is it?
Oh, no. No, absolute trash, that's all. Completely worthless.
I was going to ask Dad about it, but...
Oh, no. No, you mustn't ask him anything. You mustn't bother anybody. It's only... solid platinum, that's all.
Well, then hurry up, Dr. Smith. Let's go! Oh, are you all right, Dr. Smith?
I don't know. Was I hit? I'll think my pulse.
Come on under here!